were perpetrating.
Victims.
They were all eight were victimized,
Yeah,
meaning
victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
And of those 8, how many seemed to be potentially minors?
2 to 3, possibly 3.
I don't know exactly what it is. You actually believe that it's not necessarily off the table yet? He might take a deal?
It's never off the table. And I handle a lot of cases, and that first deal, very rarely do you take. I think that's the start of the process. I know that it's gonna have to be something where Diddy's not gonna spend a substantial time in jail talking about 10 years or anything like that. Why would you take that? You would rather go to trial and see what the end result is. But if they can offer him something where it's in that 5-year range, and there's an understanding that he'll be cleared of everything else, it's gonna be appealing to him.
On for 35 years. I think we probably entered the music business at the same time. He entered with Uptown, I entered into Big Beat, Atlantic. At the time, I guess he was ambitious. He was then from ambitious went to doing anything, and then from doing anything to didn't care about nobody, who he could beat, and then he ended up turning into loser.
Diddy's downfall, the walls close in as more names. Surface, the courtroom was electric, tension thick enough to choke on. Every whisper, every rustle of paper, every glare exchanged between legal teams felt like a prelude to an explosion. And then, boom, the prosecution dropped another bomb. Your Honour, we'd like to enter into Evidence Exhibit 47, a series of encrypted messages between the defendant and an unnamed co-conspirator. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, shot up like he'd been electrocuted. Objection! This is a blatant fishing expedition. These messages are irrelevant and prejudicial. But the judge wasn't having it. Overruled, the jury will see this. And just like that, the screen lit up with texts that sent murmurs rippling through the gallery. Handle the situation. No loose ends. You know what happens to people who talk. Make sure the tapes stay buried. The prosecution didn't even need to say it. The implication was clear. Diddy wasn't just accused, he was trapped. The snitch dilemma, who will flip first? Behind the scenes, the feds were turning up the heat. With Rico's sudden withdrawal and whispers of witness intimidation, the feds had one play left: flip someone in Diddy's inner circle. And the pressure was working. Sources close to the investigation revealed that at least 3 former associates were in talks with prosecutors, weighing immunity deals in exchange for testimony. One name kept popping up: Diddy's longtime chief of staff, who allegedly facilitated the freak-offs by booking hotels, arranging travel, and even procuring supplies. If this person flipped, Diddy was done. But the real shocker, rumours swirled that Diddy himself was considering a deal. He's desperate, a legal insider spilled. He knows the feds have the tapes, the texts, the witnesses. If he doesn't give them someone bigger, he's looking at life. The celebrity domino effect. The bombshells didn't stop at Diddy. The feds had a list, names of A-listers who'd been at those infamous parties. And if Diddy started talking, the entertainment industry was about to implode. Comedian Cat Williams had already joked about it, but now it wasn't a joke. Diddy's about to snitch on everybody, he'd laughed in an interview. Turns out he might have been right. Jason Lee, a media personality, had already named names in a viral rant. I've seen TD Jakes there, Chris Brown, Beyoncé, Justin Bieber, Usher. Everybody's been to Diddy's house. But Lee was quick to clarify. Just because they were there doesn't mean they knew what was happening. Still, the damage was done. Social media erupted with theories. Who else was involved? Who knew? Who participated? The tapes that could end careers. Then came the real nightmare. Courtney Burgess, the whistleblower who'd handed over 11 flash drives allegedly containing 8 tapes of Diddy and other celebrities, had given an even more chilling update. 2 or 3 of those people on tape, they were minors. The feds were verifying the footage, but if even one of those tapes was real, multiple careers would be over. Diddy's legal team was in full panic mode, filing motions to block the evidence, calling Burgess a fraud. But the judge wasn't buying it. The final countdown. With opening statements just days away, Diddy sat in his cell, facing an impossible choice. Stay silent, risk life in prison, snitch, and become the most hated man in hip-hop. Meanwhile, the feds were circling, witnesses were cracking, and the public was demanding justice. One thing was certain: Diddy's empire was crumbling in real time. And when the dust settled, the music industry would never be the same.
It will be up to 12 residents of 8 New York counties, including some from upstate, to decide whether Sean Diddy Combs walks away from this case a free man or stays locked down for decades.
Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here. Or right here.
When a top attorney quits your case in the language used, under no circumstance can I continue. I think people are just pointing at that and say, uh-oh, he can't defend him, and making their own assumptions from there. There have been kind of reports circulating. It seemed like there was a breakdown between Diddy's attorneys about going to trial in May.
Would you be open to a plea bargain?
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Combs, and I don't see it happening.
Why?
Because he believes he's innocent. He believes he's innocent, and what's more, he believes that he needs to stand up, not just for himself, for his family, and for everybody who's been targeted by the federal government.
Well, Bill and Sade, accepting a plea agreement would mean that Sean Combs would have to admit to trafficking and force. And today he made it very clear that was not going to happen. Diddy maintained all along these encounters involved consenting adults and plans to take his chances that a jury agrees.
The decision guarantees Combs will face trial beginning just 4 days from now that will test whether one of music's most prolific.
The walls were closing in. The air in the Manhattan federal courtroom was thick with tension as prosecutors prepared to unleash their most damning evidence yet. Diddy sat stone-faced, but his fingers tapped nervously against the defense table. His lawyer kept shooting glances at the prosecution's evidence cart, where a single flash drive sat ominously. Then the bombshell dropped. "Your Honor, we'd like to play Exhibit 12. The screen flickered to life. Grainy footage from what looked like a private party filled the room. The timestamp read 2011, and there he was, Diddy, surrounded by half-naked women, champagne bottles, and other famous faces the world would recognize instantly. The gallery erupted. Reporters scrambled for their phones. Diddy's lawyer was on his feet. "Objection! This is a blatant violation of..." But it was too late. The jury had already seen it, and so had the world. The leak heard around the world. Within minutes, clips of the tape were trending on every platform. Faces were blurred, but the internet was already dissecting every frame, every voice, every shadow in the background. Was that an NBA star in the corner? Did that voice belong to a certain A-list rapper? Were those underage girls in the footage? The feds had warned this would happen. They'd fought to keep the tape sealed. But someone, maybe a court clerk, maybe a cop, maybe one of Diddy's own people trying to cut a deal, had leaked it. And now the dominoes were falling. Celebrities scramble as their names trend by noon. 5 major celebrities had sudden family emergencies and cancelled public appearances. 2 others deleted their social media accounts entirely. One hip-hop mogul was caught on camera sprinting into his lawyer's office, face pale. Meanwhile, TikTok detectives were already matching tattoos, jewelry, and voice patterns to famous figures. The speculation was out of control. "They're all guilty," one viral tweet read. "Diddy's about to take down the whole industry," another said. And the scariest part? They might be right. The courtroom doors hadn't even opened when the first name dropped. Breaking, federal documents unsealed. Diddy has named his first witness from the music industry. Twitter exploded before the reporter could finish the tweet. The internet went into meltdown as one of hip-hop's most beloved icons was revealed to be cooperating with prosecutors. And that was just the beginning. The list no one wanted to see. The sealed affidavit, accidentally leaked by a court clerk, contained a handwritten note from Diddy himself, names scribbled in frantic handwriting, circled, starred, and underlined like a hit list. A Grammy-winning producer who allegedly supplied party favors. 2 superstar rappers present at multiple freak-offs. A former NBA legend who reportedly helped arrange private introductions. A reality TV mogul accused of filming without consent. The document was quickly pulled from the docket, but not before number Diddy snitch list was trending worldwide. Celebrity lawyers in a frenzy. By 10 a.m., private jets were scrambling out of LAX and Teterboro. One rapper's team rushed to file a defamation lawsuit preemptively. A pop star suddenly announced a spiritual retreat in Bali. 3 different entertainment lawyers were spotted sprinting into the DA's office. TMZ reported that a certain hip-hop billionaire had his security team burning hard drives at his Miami compound. The tape that changes everything. Then came the second leak, a 47-second clip from a 2015 party. The footage showed clear, recognizable faces of at least 4 A-listers minors in the background, confirmed by metadata. Diddy whispering to someone off-camera, "Make sure this never gets out." Legal analysts called it the smoking gun that could take down multiple careers.